I love AI. I don't, and I'm and she was like,
We're going to call the order in just a minute or two, but I just wanted to make sure if anyone's here to give a public comment and you haven't turned in your intent to speak form either online or in person, we just need to get the form before we call the meeting to order. And the forms are in the back of the room, so just, I always look around and see if anyone starts moving. Otherwise, we'll call the order in just a couple minutes.
I work at a computer. She gets some.
Okay,
She calls me out. So then I'll preface. Yeah, so then I preface on my conversation. I'm pretty sure this is. Let's go.
That's how you do that.
On close. It's on. Yeah. That's the aggressive way to say it.
All right, it is 5 o'clock, so we're going to call our meeting to order. All board members are present except for Davis. The notice of the meeting was published in the August 7th, 2026 issue of the Star and copies distributed to the Sun Prairie Media Center in correspondence with the Wisconsin State Journal and Capital Times newspapers. And I'm just looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
I would actually like to call up for number 1 into discussion. Organization distribution.
motion by you.
Would you be willing to accept an amendment to also pull, sorry, give me a second to load. 4.03 with that.
You want to accept any? I'm not trying to keep.
Okay, so we have a motion by Eulenkamp to pull 4.01 and 4.03 into matters reserved for board action, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yes, and second by Sutton. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All righty, you got that, Karen? Okay, perfect. And please join me for Pledge of Allegiance.
The mission of the Prairie Area School District is to inspire and prepare every child every day by providing relevant, engaging, and innovative learning experiences in and out of the classroom. The SPASD celebrates and values our diverse community. We support and are inclusive of all students, staff, families, and community members of all races, ethnicities, faiths, national origins, home languages, socioeconomic status, immigration status, political viewpoints, abilities, sexual orientations, and gender identities.
In order to realize our mission, we are committed to changing the foundational inequities that we acknowledge exist in our system, and we unequivocally state as follows. We stand by our Black and Brown students, staff, and families. We will continue to speak and act swiftly against statements of bigotry, social injustice, discrimination, racism, and hate that may plague members of our community. We are committed to developing and implementing strategies and best practices that dismantle racism, bigotry, and ethnic oppression within all aspects of our schools and school districts.
We stand by our immigrant students, staff, and families. All are welcome and safe in our schools regardless of immigration status.
We stand by our students, staff, and families with disabilities. We will continue to staunchly protect the rights of people of all abilities and create educational environments in which all educators collaborate for high educational outcomes for all students.
We stand by our LGBTQIA+ students, staff, and families. We take seriously our responsibility to provide safe, non-discriminatory, and inclusive environments for people of all orientations and identities as they reflect our diverse community.
We stand by our students, staff, and families of lower socioeconomic status. We will do all we can to meet the nutritional, physical, and emotional needs of all students, regardless of their economic status. All children will be safe and loved in our schools, every child, every day.
All right, and then we're going to jump right into our public comment period. The board appreciates your feedback and values the opportunity to further our collaborative partnership with the community through the productive and respectful exchange of ideas, concerns, perspectives, and experiences. Your public comments empower the board to make more informed decisions and authentically represent our constituents. While we're not able to respond immediately due to the Wisconsin Open Meetings Law, please know that our governance officer is tracking common themes and issues that arise during public comments. This will help us identify issues that need immediate attention and also make plans to address areas that need further discussion in the future. In alignment with our district's core values, we ask all participants help us ensure this remains a welcoming environment in which all students, staff, parents, and caregivers and community members are valued and treated with respect and dignity. So a few reminders. The public comment period of our board meeting is governed by Board Procedure 8, which is available on our website, and a copy found by our intent to speak forms at the back of the room. Speakers must be a resident of the district, a staff member of the district, a student in the district, or a parent or caregiver of a student who is enrolled in the district. Each speaker has up to 3 minutes to speak, with the public comment period lasting no more than 30 minutes total. If you have complaints or concerns about school personnel, we ask you submit these complaints via District Policy and Procedures DPDI. I will now recognize speakers in the order in which they registered, and when you come on up, please just state your name and your relationship to the district, and then we will start your time. And we had one person register to speak online, Laura Van Fossen. Is Laura here? Okay, her comment is attached to the agenda tonight, so all board members and anyone who would like to read are welcome to read it. I don't think we got any more forms in person. All right. Well, we thank everyone for taking the time to be here and speak to the board during this time. Please know you can always reach out to us via email at schoolboard@suddenprairieschools.org or set up a time to speak with one of us to continue a conversation. And if anyone brings up a specific operational concern, you can expect a member of district administration to reach out shortly to follow up. All right. So our next section, we'll go to section 4 just with the amendment. So you can make a motion on the consent agenda, just removing the 2 items that were moved at the beginning of the meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve 4.02, 4.04, and 4.05 as presented.
Second.
Motion by Sung, second by Grayson, and we'll just do a roll call.
Grayson,
Yes.
Horton,
Yes.
McFarland,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
Sung,
Yes.
Willenkamp.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Wonderful. All right, and then we're at board action, and we'll start with 4.01, revision to district policy CCA. And Colleen, do you want to just? Oh, yes, sorry. I was so focused on needing to finish the section. We do have 2 people, thank you. Do you want to go first, Dr. Reed, with your introduction?
So I am excited to announce Jewel Monkley, who has accepted our role as Assistant Superintendent of Operations. So she was on my draft board for a long time since I've been here. I'm so excited to have her. She comes to us from Otama Area School District, where she served as a district administrator for 2 years and an elementary principal for 4 years. Jewel has extensive leadership and class experience serving as a charter school principal, a gifted coordinator, a project-based learner instructor, as well as music, English, social studies. She's taught it all. So Jewel holds a master's in science and education, leadership, and a bachelor's in English, criminal justice, and education. She is also currently pursuing her doctorate in educational leadership and holds a certification in both superintendency and principal. So it is with very excitement that I announced Jewel Monkley as our new Assistant Superintendent of Operations.
Welcome, and yeah, if you want to say anything, you're welcome to.
Thank you.
Sounds great. And then Sarah, are you doing our intro here?
Good evening, everybody.
There we go.
Good evening, everybody. It is with great excitement that I announce Mark Roth as the principal of Central Heights Middle School. This is his 2nd year in our district. In his 1st year, he had a powerful year connecting with students, families, and building systems to support behavior, attendance, grades, and social emotional learning. And I have every confidence that he will continue to do so in his role as principal.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I will not be long. Just a big thank you to Dr. Reed, Dr. Turner, certainly to Sarah. I am extremely excited to serve in the role as principal at Central Heights Middle School. We have an incredible staff, and so I'm eager to get staff and students back in our building. It's closer and closer every day. So thank you again, everybody, and thank you to my wife and daughter who came out to support as well.
Thank you so much. Okay, and then we're gonna jump to those 2 items that were pulled. So 4.01, the revision to district policy CCA. Colleen, did you wanna kick us off with whatever your question was?
Yeah, I just had a couple of questions and concerns I wanted to talk about. I know I tried to reach with Dr. Reed about this, and he kind of knows a little bit about it. Unfortunately, with scheduling, we weren't able to connect. And I wanted to ask, sorry, Chris, I'm going to pigeonhole you on questions with this too, because I do have a question on that, so you might need a microphone.
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize.
That's right.
You're kind of our senior expert right now
Oh,
on district policy for
No problem.
hiring and retention, so yeah. The first question I have, are we able to do something like this without posting it and doing like, to do like a promotional entire internal thing? Is that, when I was reading this, it sounds like we're doing the assistant, there's a proposal to have the assistant director of athletics moved up to a director of athletics with compensation for the extra duties. Is that something we need to post for our hiring policies? I was just curious, I've not seen.
No, you can reassign. So if you look at a contract with administrators, the district has the ability to reassign.
Okay.
And when you, so.
Sorry, I just was wanting to clarify that.
Yeah.
I also just wanted to express some concern. I know Dr. I mentioned, talked with you briefly about this in my messages. I just have a little bit of concern about doing this type of a movement without having, I think we talked in our retreat, oh my God, I don't even know how many weeks ago that was, about doing a cost benefit analysis on some of our administrative roles in January. I think my concern is if we're looking at spending extra money for a position, for moving this person to another role, personally, I think the community would be more supportive of putting that money towards extra support for staff in the classroom in some of our title schools. We had a lot of community come speak to us last spring when there was talk at some of our title schools of doing non-renewals with the past administration because of class size changes at the elementary level, which also got our board in discussion onto potential changing some of those class sizes and evaluating that for some of our elementary buildings and how that impacts some of those kids, especially our title schools and some of the buildings that have more pronounced behavior matters. So I understand at some point we're gonna need to have two athletic directors for our two high schools. Madison, I looked into, they have athletic directors for each of the high schools. Part of my concern right now at this point is if we're gonna be giving internal promotions and giving somebody extra job duties and extra money for that, I would almost rather that be in the classrooms in some of those schools versus athletic director. And that was just my concern on this. And I know I've had a few community members reach out to me with similar concerns. And so that was just something I wanted to vocalize.
So I do understand that concern. When you look at the overall org chart, we're more structured to support tier 1 and to support the instructional board. So I think if you look at this org chart versus what it was before, we're situated to do that. And I think the only move we made was a more equitable move. It kind of is not balanced across districts. You have an athletic director that's already an athletic director, and you have one on the administrative team. You don't have the other and how the budgets move. So this makes us a little more aligned, able to support some of our feeder programs in a more succinct way. I think this was something we talked to everybody about, and that was something that we just wanted to make sure we had more equitable representation for our two high schools, because we didn't want one feeling one way and the other feeling another. But I do hear the focus about our tier 1 and our focus on our classroom. So I think the entirety of how we organize ourselves is to put more focus on the classroom instruction price. So if you look at this organizational chart, it is geared towards doing just that.
Do any other board members have comments or questions? Please. All right, are we ready to make a motion? Probably should have started with the discussion, but I did want to hear Colleen's question.
Motion to approve the revisions to district policy CCA, organizational district leadership.
Second. Let's roll call that one, just to be clear.
Horton,
Yes.
McFarland,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
Sung,
Yes.
Willingham,
I'm gonna abstain.
Grayson.
Yes.
Okay, and motion carries.
Thanks so much, Karen. Okay, and then Isaac, remind me, it was 4.03, correct?
Correct.
Yes, all right, you wanna open this
Yeah,
up?
hopefully this is pretty simple, but I think this question is for either Rick or Janet, whoever is here. I don't know if Janet's here. Yeah, there she is. Either of you can answer this. This should be a simple question, but I just want to know more about the process of how this was developed, like the behavior matrix and the changes. And I guess the heart of the question is because there have been so many public comments and concerns raised about, student behavior issues at elementary schools. I was wondering if any of those community members or the community in general was involved in that process, and if so, how that occurred, and like if you could just talk about that for me. Yeah, sorry to put you on the spot. I finally got a chance to go through the agenda, and I was going to send you an email at like 4 p.m. and I was like, I don't know if that.
Yeah, that's okay. So this has been kind of a long time coming. We've had for a number of years, teachers and parents say we could use more clarity and consistency in this area. And so knowing that, coming into this past year, we did put together a team of principals and associate principals. This was led by our assistant superintendent, Dr. Leonard. And so she pulled together that team. We of course participated and had a lot of discussion and of course included in that discussion things that we heard in public comment and things that we've heard from our principals are really at the point where at the intersection of students and teachers and parents and caregivers that they talk with all the time about behavioral errors, right? And so that's at the time it was brought together. And that shaped, along with a lot of the work that had been done the previous year or a couple of years on the secondary behavior matrix. And so, a lot of our feedback from team members was that we really need to have more consistency and alignment with the secondary as well. And so, I don't know if that's answering your question, but that's what that process looked like.
Yeah, I guess more specifically, was there a point where community members were asked about it or brought into the process about the handbook when it was in the draft stage?
Yeah, so no, not during this past year, there was not.
Any other board members have questions?
I have a comment. I just like to add, I like the idea of having something written like this so we can be consistent across the buildings and across the district. Too often I feel like as a board member, we hear well, I've heard they did this at this building, but I didn't see this in my kid's classroom, or I didn't see this at my building, and I feel like that's unfair. And I really like the idea of having something tangible so that we can go across and say, okay, well, this is how we're gonna do it across this. Someone isn't consistent, we can hold them to it and say, well, this is the document you've been given that you need to follow. This is the rules, this is the processes. So we need to keep it consistent. That way it also keeps us from having, it keeps there is obviously some level of subjectivity in some of this, but it keeps it more to that objective level and away from potential discrimination coming into some of that and personal biases. So I like the idea of having something more tangible and physical like that. So thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Anyone have a motion in front of them?
I think this is just informational. It says there's no action necessary, so.
Oh, because it was consent and then we moved it to board action. Gotcha.
Even
Wonderful.
on the recommendation stuff, I don't think we have to vote. Is that true?
Do you feel you don't need a vote on this one? It was in consent, so it would have.
I think because we pulled it out, we do need to do a vote on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The recommendation is there. You have it in.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Let's see. I will make a motion to accept the handbooks as presented. Elementary student and family handbooks presented.
I'll second that.
You do it all in favor? Aye. Aye. And fantastic. Okay, and then we are just at our board consent agenda. If someone would like to make that motion.
Motion to approve 6.01 and 6.02. Second.
All right, motion by Grayson, second by Stephen, all in favor? Aye. Fantastic, and we're at our debrief.
Yeah, so we're gonna be changing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically in the future, I haven't had the chance to actually make the changes yet, but we'll just maybe fill out a similar survey at the end of every meeting, but we won't post like the answers publicly anymore, but we'll collect them and then we'll have a debrief on it. Maybe whenever we have a retreat or a governance meeting that allows us the space to discuss it. So that's the plan.
Yeah, using them more as aggregate themes
Yeah,
rather
aggregate
than
themes rather
reading
than
by
reading,
reading.
yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, wonderful. And then Dr. Reed, I know we had talked about, do you want to have any reflections at the end of the meeting?
I will just want to shout out our professional development today. The entire team put on a phenomenal meeting today. We had a leadership academy here. Dr. Turner, if you can take my last minute just to share some insight with you. But it was really fun to see us put the work that we had talked about throughout the summer into actionable plans that our scholars would start the school year. With a lot of listening and learning as we do instruction. I think that's going to be the big pivot. So it was really exciting to see the leadership team put that work into action. Dr. if you will want to share as you close that part out.
I would agree with that sentiment, Dr. Reed. Having seen this team prior to July 1st, I came and visited and I was excited by the amount of time, energy, and effort they were spending to discuss improved student outcomes. And today, I saw that in specifically preparation for the upcoming school year. Goals were set specifically in categories of behavior, attendance, grades, and social emotional learning. And lots of leadership just coming together to ensure that we are looking at all levels of our students' needs at every tier. So it was very well done.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, and so we are adjourned. However, we are also just going to be moving across the hall. So if you are here and want to join us, you're welcome to join us. We are going to be talking a little bit about our new committees that we're setting up.
Diana, we're in the St. Louis Middle School. We're not across the hall.
Oh, yeah, sorry, down the hall. Sorry, across, maybe the wrong word to use. But yes, so if anyone would like to join us, you are welcome to. It is an open public meeting again, but we're just moving locations. All right, have a great night.